Hey guys, I'm Isabella Hope from Boston, Massachusetts, and you're watching asCEDbyme. Enjoy the video.
Yes, Lord.
Today is another one of those days where I get to, sit down and reflect on things that I have going on in my mind and, seep deeply inside of me that I don't really get to talk about to anybody, not because I can't, but really by choice. Because I just decide not to talk to them with anybody because a lot of the times I feel like people don't understand or won't understand, which is a problem because I don't give people the opportunity to really come in and understand deeper things that are bothering me that I quite don't understand myself most of the times. As you guys know, the Super Bowl was here all this week, and for the past week there's been a lot of Super Bowl activities that me and my family participated in, stuff downtown, stuff at the Mall of America. And then obviously there was the game, and I was able to go to the game. One of my best friends still plays for the Patriots, and he let me know that he had tickets for me, and he said that I can go. Now, originally when I got the tickets, when he told me, my first thought was no, I'm not going. There's no way I'm going to this game because I know that the emotions and the feeling that I would get, if I went to this game, because it wouldn't be any different from, when I watch football on Sundays and I watch other players and former friends and my brother out there playing while I'm at home, not being able to play. And I thought that there would be no way that I can go to the biggest game of them all and, be okay, sitting there watching the game without, being on the verge of tears. Which in case, I was. When I went to the Super Bowl, I was on the verge of tears. One of my favoriteest parts about the game is the national anthem. When I hear the national anthem, it brings this feeling into my body that I just can't even explain. It sends chills down my spine because I've heard the national anthem play before every game that I've played in since I was 9 and 10 years old. And to hear the national anthem at the biggest game of them all was a different experience for me. And I had to take all that in. I had to, sit there and watch the national anthem be sang or sung and knowing that I wasn't on the field playing with a team that I was with in the past, who was actually there last year when I was with them too. I was telling myself, man, I should be down there playing. I should be in the Super Bowl. For some reason, when I was watching that game, something said to me, just keep working. Keep working hard. Don't give up. You have to just use all this as fuel to keep going and going. Put your foot on the gas pedal and don't let off. Because, all my life, I've had a lot of adversity in my life. From, dealing with seeing all kind of crazy things, like growing up where I'm from, living in homes that were, something kept, all my life I've dealt with adversity. I've dealt with hard times. I've had a lot of, bad things happen in my life where I had to look at those things in the eye and tell myself, you control how you respond to things. You don't control what happens to you, in this life. And this has been hard for me with being in the NFL because, all my life, I've worked really hard and I've seen results of me getting that thing. And this has been a 3-year span that I've, been dealing with this in the NFL. And sometimes it's like, man, like I'm doing everything that I can and nothing's happening. I feel like I've checked off every box in the NFL chart. I've been hurt. I've been released from teams. I've been on teams where I felt like it was a really good fit for me and it just didn't work out because of depth or whatever. I'll never forget when I was at the Patriots. We had our team meeting before training camp, the first training camp practice the day before. Bill told all of us, he said, you can do everything right in this business and it still may just not work out for you. And I remember he said that, I was like, wow, man, like this is really real. Like you can do everything you can, it possibly can't work out for you. And I'm not saying that's for me. That's not the case for me. Because there's plenty of times, when I look myself in the eye, I'm like, there's things that I could have done better. I always tell myself there's more that I can do. And I'm gonna keep that same mentality because I'm not gonna point the finger at anybody else, any coach, any player, any organization, no matter what it is. I look at myself and say, what can I do better, to make a team or to make this team better? Because if I'm pointing the finger at other people, then I'll never get anywhere. And I'm grateful that I was able to go to the Super Bowl and have these feelings because I like to sit and feel the rawness of how I'm feeling about a situation. I want to feel all the happiness. I want to feel all the sadness. I want to feel everything because those emotions and those feelings are what drive me to get somewhere that I want to get to. Now, ultimately, I know it's God's decision on where I go in my life, no matter how hard I work and no matter what I want in my life. God's ultimately going to lead me where he wants me to be. And I've said that throughout my entire life, through my high school recruiting process, through my college process of going to the NFL, that God doesn't make any mistakes and I am where I am for a reason. You guys have heard me say that a million times and I stick by it every single time because I've lived my life that way and it's got me to a very good place that I'm, very blessed to be at. That was my Super Bowl experience. The game was crazy. The energy was crazy. And it was an amazing game, to sit and watch. And it being here in Minneapolis where I live, literally like probably 10 minutes away from my house is the stadium. So, I just got to keep my head up, keep my feet driving and continue to work hard. So